Howdy, partners. I'm Sunset Carson. Well, today we have a very special guest star, a young lady that I've had the pleasure of working with so many times, that I've loved and admired, and she is the queen of the serials, Miss Linda Stirling. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Sunset. How are you?
Just fine. How you doing? You know, there's something I wanted to ask you. What are you doing for the next 30 days? I got a vacation coming.
Oh, I don't know. I'm awfully hard to date up.
Oh?
All you have to do is ask me. Tell them about it, Sunset, what we just did.
That was the finish line to one of our westerns. I can't remember just which one
I don't
we
either.
did, but
no.
Anyway, it was the first risque lines that was used in a western movie. Oh, Linda, I'd like to tell them, well, I know quite a bit about your history and everything, but I know that our audience knows, and you've got an awful lot of people out there that love you for your serials. And could you tell them a little bit about some of them you've done and so on and so forth? I know you can't tell them all. We don't have enough time and enough time of the day and enough film, but they'd love to hear some.
Well, I don't know. The serials were very popular. And, of course, we're talking about serials that you went to see on Saturday mornings in the theaters, not what most of the young kids today would think of as serials on TV. And it's where mamas stuck their kids on Saturday mornings because you could go and see about 5 hours, I think, of film for those Saturday matinees. And there was always a serial. And, of course, the serial always ended with us hanging off cliffs or about to be destroyed in some way or other, and then the following week we'd be saved from that terrible trap, and then get into another one. But oh, it was what can I say about them? It was a lot of hard work, fast shooting. Keeping out of the camera's way was probably my most dangerous, literally most dangerous moment, because every time I'd sit down, pretty soon somebody would be running over me with the cameras. Out of the way, because we shot fast, as you know. Yes, we shot very fast in this. How long were our serials? How many days did we shoot? I don't mean serials, I mean the westerns.
The westerns, well, we had 8 to 14 days on our westerns.
Did we?
Mm-hmm.
We had that many? Because
yeah.
I couldn't remember. I was
yeah.
thinking that they were actually less than that. Well, we shot the serials in about 28 days, and those scripts, you know, it was like a telephone book.
Like a Sears Roebuck catalog.
Oh, it absolutely was. And, you know, get there at 6, 8 in the morning, and wouldn't leave until it was too dark to shoot. And then you have to go home, take off the makeup, learn these new lines for the next day, and then go back, and getting up at 4:30. I'll tell you, I had always wanted to be an actress, and in movies. But some of those mornings, at 4:30 in the morning, crawling over to the studio, half dead after having been up so late, I wondered if I had chosen the right profession or not.
Did they ever pull that old gag on you? You know, I did one time. I did 3 in a row, and I'd finished one. I said, now I got a vacation coming. I'm going to go down to Mexico fishing, or I'm going to go here and there. And I'd finish up about 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and they'd walk by. Sunset, this is your new script. 5 o'clock in the morning makeup. I said, oh Lord, here it goes again. Yeah. It happened to me 3 times in a row.
Yeah. Well, I do a serial, and then I was supposed to have a rest. So for my vacation, they gave me a western. And that's usually when I ended up making westerns in between.
From the frying pan into the fire.
Right, right. I don't think we had very much time off. I don't remember.
We had to go Sundays, too, a lot of times.
Yes, yes, when we were on vacation, we did. We always shot on Saturdays.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday.
In fact, we would shoot late on Saturdays if it was summer and we had light. Even though it was past, they'd have to pay golden hours because at least they knew we could rest a little bit on Sunday. And we would drive the unit manager crazy in the bus coming home. So we'd sing, "Oh, them golden hours, oh, them golden hours," which for the public, of course, that means that it's overtime, and we were getting extra pay. We had been shooting too long between breaks, oh boy, we didn't have any place. We didn't have time or place to spend salaries. That's for sure. We were too busy working all the time.
I know. They never give us a chance to get anywhere.
No, I did sneak down to Mexico for a couple of weeks, and I wasn't supposed to. I'd asked permission, and they said no. But my picture wasn't due to start for 2 weeks, and I hadn't been away off that lot for, I think, a year and a half. So I went, and I got telegrams, bombarded. You come back this very minute. Don't get tan. You will look terrible, you know.
Oh,
and they just
Lord.
badger the life out of me.
Well, they do the same thing with us, only, you see, if we had a couple of 3 weeks or something in between, why they'd give us about 2 days to get Dothan, Alabama or someplace.
Yes, you went on...
And then we would start showing 5, 6, and 7 shows a day, along with our westerns for so many 7 days a week for so much time. Then they give us 2 or 3 days to get back to the studio, pick up the script, go down and put the patches on her shirt, her Levi's, patch the seat of the pants, and then back to work.
Yeah, and then we'd have days doing publicity layouts.
Oh yeah, that always come in and took up one of those extra days.
Yeah, there was another day, and oh, we earned our money, no question about that.
And
we
fittings, we had any wardrobe changes, we had fitting, we tore pants up, and we had oh gosh, those were really the good days, though, weren't they?
Yeah, they were fun. They were really fun.
There at Republic, there was so many stars at Republic working at the same time, and it was actually just like a big factory, or a big family.
Oh, it really was. It was a family.
It was just like a big family. You walk in, hi Roy, hi Duke, hi, you know.
Oh, all
had your coffee yet? Oh, well, not. I'll bring you back a
the
cup.
crew,
you know.
And the stuntmen, Tommy Steele and Dale Van Sickle.
Ben Johnson.
Right. Eddie Parker, do you remember him?
Yeah, I remember
and
Eddie.
Old Duke Green.
Yeah.
Oh, they were so nice and they were so helpful. I was such a greenhorn because, you know, I couldn't ride and I was always falling off the horses, and they were so concerned about me, and they looked after my interests. They really did.
You know, I'm sorry for butting in.
Yeah.
I just happen to think, you know, so many of the fans, you know, in that time you drove the buckboard with Olin Halling.
Oh,
on the Santa Fe Saddlemates, you know, and he was so much fun to work with.
Oh, he was a funny man. Very good actor, good comedy actor.
And he got in there, he started up the buckboard, his feet went clear up in the air. I thought he was going to go clear over the back of the prop man standing there biting her nails.
Oh, I remember, I have to tell you this, I think you'll remember it, unless maybe I was courageous enough not to tell you at the time, but I can't remember which of our westerns it was, but it was the last shot of the day at Iverson's, and it was the end of our outdoor location. We were supposed to move inside, and this was the very last shot. The sun was going down, and if we blew this scene, we were gonna have to come all the way out to Iverson's, make a special trip just to finish this one last scene, which would have meant lots of money. And everybody was very tense because we wanted to get this scene. And it was a dialogue scene with you and me. And there were 2 horses, your horse and mine, and we were standing talking to each other. And, the crew was already packing up, you know, getting ready to go. And the sun was going down, and here's this terrible, tense moment. And they said, and we had rehearsed it a couple of times, and we couldn't blow it, you know, I mean, they would have killed us. And so we said, action. And just as we started the lines, my horse kind of shifted his weight, and he put his hoof on my foot.
I remember.
I'll tell you, even one leg of a horse is very heavy.
You couldn't move.
I couldn't move, and for a minute, I'm sure it must show. Maybe you couldn't tell, but I could tell if I ever saw that scene. But I went ahead, I did the scene with that horse on my foot for at least, it seemed to me like hours, but I guess it was 3 or 4 minutes or something like that. But boy, I'll tell you, when that was over, I went, oh! And I had a bruise, and I was limping around, but we got the shot. We didn't have to come back.
That was no small horses, I remember.
Oh, I know. It really was heavy.
You know, they had the big, heavy horses because they had to make those mountains up and down.
Yeah.
You know, they wasn't a small horse. And
yeah, the horse was very good making the mountains. I did a lot of crawling on the ground, but oh, they were great.
Oh, I can imagine.
That was
a horse standing on your foot and you trying to get your other foot
I
in the
was,
stirrup.
I was just, you know, talking away as though, you know, it was
nothing happened.
Nothing was happening except that I was absolutely in agony, is what I was.
Oh, that was absolutely great. And the one there we did, you know, with, was it Sheriff Cimarron with the clock?
Oh, yes, putting up the...
Putting up the clock, you know, he walked in.
That's when when you came in to meet, yeah.
I said, Yakimo Canutt directed it.
Yeah.
Yak, he was out visiting us yesterday.
Oh, he's such a wonderful
And
guy.
he was talking about, asked me if I remembered it. I'll never forget it, you know. Walked through the door and you had the clock over, and I said, well, just a little bit further over, and then got over too far, and then the ladder fell, and he fell in my arm.
Yeah, that was part of that. That was the same picture.
Yeah.
We had our sexy dialogue. So we had something really going there, I think, you know?
Yeah, no, was it?
Wasn't it? Wasn't it the same picture?
That was
that a different one?
I think it was Santa Fe Satellites.
Oh.
We had that. No, it wasn't. It was that one.
It was that one, because we had something going there a little bit, you know, some looks.
Yeah, that was it, yeah.
Yes.
That was right, yeah.
So instead of going off into the sunset, you had your 30-day vacation.
Yeah, that's right. I went on a 30-day vacation.
Yeah. That was a switch. That was definitely a switch.
Oh, it's absolutely great. We had old Roy Barcroft and so many of the old timers they were working with that were, you know, wonderful. Barcroft, he could be one of the meanest guys in the business, but actually he was a cream puff.
I mean, yes. He was so nice.
He was so nice. I mean, any little kid could walk up and wrap him around his finger, you know. But on the screen,
and a good actor. He was
on the screen. He just loved to be mean, loved to be tough. So.
Oh, well, those were such fun days. Oh, golly. Remember going out, we get there, we go on location, there was Romeo's Wagon. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
he had the concession. And he would make scrambled egg and bacon sandwiches. And it's 7 o'clock in the morning. And it was either freezing or, you know, later in the afternoon at Iverson's. It would get so hot. But those sandwiches tasted so good.
Oh gosh, yeah, we was out there so early, and
Yeah.
as soon as the sun come up over that mountain, the cameras are already set up. The boys set up in the dark.
We were ready to go. And you know, the first picture I made was a serial, the Tiger Woman, and we had it. It was in January, December, January, and we had one of the coldest winters, and we shot at Sherwood Forest or Sherwood Lake. They did a lot of, I think they did the Tarzans there. And there was actually frost on the ground. And here it was 8 o'clock in the morning, and naturally you have to have your first shot in the can by 8:05. But this is supposed to be the steaming jungles. And our breaths were coming out. And I was in this little costume, and I had goose pimples. I was freezing. And, oh, it was so awful to try and look hot when you were freezing. But,
and your breath coming out like you were smoking.
Yeah, it was really something. But, oh, gosh, bumps, the bruises. But it was fun.
There was so many good memories there. You go back and think of old Iversons, and it's just things that I would never want to forget.
No.
You know, if I had my life to live over, I wouldn't change one bit of it.
Television, I went on to do television in the 50s after I left Republic, and it just wasn't the same at all. I mean, you know, the Madison Avenue men were there, and everything was very tense, and you didn't breathe, and it just wasn't fun, you know. And we had such a good time. We worked hard, but it was fun. It really was.
Well, I see our time is just about run away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And partners, I hope you've enjoyed our little visit with Linda Stirling. I certainly have. And to me, she's still the queen of the serials and still queen of my heart.
Oh,
Westerns.
Sunset leading lady, right?
I love you, Linda, and I'm so glad that you could come out and visit with us today.